But let's go to Celsius. So I had some money in Celsius. I was hoping to earn some yield on it. The mechanism by which they said that they were earning yield sounded legit. So I had some have some Bitcoin, some Ethereum on it, and then of course, right before it was gonna, there was that moment where they turned earn off for new people. Something about that told me that I should get my stuff off, and I didn't listen to that instinct, and that was a mistake. Something seems off. Probably should pay attention to that instinct, and I did not. So I lost money on Celsius. Now it looks like a lot of people will be getting at least some portion of it back, perhaps some as much as 70%. I hope that's the case for me and for others. So let's take a look. There's because following the case and what happens after Celsius declared bankruptcy has been, it's a nightmare. And you see this. It's so funny. You'll see this in the subreddit threads where someone will say, "Can someone just kind of summarize what's been going on?" And then there's always like one or two people who are like, "You should have been paying attention all along. We covered this over the last 20,000 posts." It's just frustrating. It's like, why can't people just like explain stuff? All right, so this is Wasi Lawyer. He says, I spent 2 hours trawling through Celsius filings to write this thread, explaining in non-lawyer friendly terms what winning Celsius bid entails. TLDR, if your Celsius bag is more than 5,000, you get small distribution and become shareholder in mining PE company. And it's different if it's less than 5,000. Mine is less than 5,000, by the way. Worth noting that the eventual winning bid was from Fahrenheit. It's Fahrenheit, by the way, Celsius and Fahrenheit. Improved on the staking horse terms initially put together by Nova Wolf in consultation with the debtors. For those whose interests are related to their FTX base can expect something similar. A baseline structure with the opportunity for other parties to provide a better deal. So what do creditors get under terms of the winning bid? The headline point that keeps getting repeated is equity, but it's more than that. Let's see. So let's look at what Celsius currently has: a DeFi crypto assets, loan portfolio, PE and VC investments, liquid crypto, and mining assets. The plan proposes that all of these except liquid crypto will go into a newly formed company, NewCo. The headline point: 100% of the equity in the NewCo will go to creditors that are owed more than 5,000 USD pro rata, subject to some management shares and fees. We'll discuss that later. Those owed less than 5,000 will get 70 cents on the dollar on their claims and no equity. So that's me. I'm getting no equity. I'll just get the 70 cents. Oh, and Michael Jordan, thanks for the super chat. That's really cool, man. I appreciate that. That's actually, I haven't gotten one of those in a while. So, Michael Jordan, you're awesome, buddy. I appreciate it. I'm one of the ones in the less than 5,000 category. So that's I will get the 70 cents on the dollar, no equity, which I'd kind of rather just make a clean break of it. But if you get more than 5,000 that you had in there, you're going to get some equity. Now, according to that, liquid crypto will be distributed to creditors above 5,000 USD after deducting payouts to all convenience custody claims, the capitalization amount, initial litigation funding amount, and other senior claims. As retail, you usually end up being last on the claims territory. Now that means, they'll pay off custody, small account holders, and senior claims fees, and up to 150 invested with NewCo to kickstart operations and fund litigation. So basically, if you're above 5,000, don't expect to see very much. If you want to see more of this, you can check out Wasi Lawyer at Wasi Lawyer on Twitter, WASSIE Lawyer, LAWYER, and he really breaks down that more of what that is. But this is like a really simple. This is what happens if you're under 5,000. If you had under 5,000, it's pretty simple. You get 70 cents on a dollar, and then you're ready to go. If it's more than 5,000, it's a little more complicated. Don't expect a whole lot of liquid cash. A lot of it's going to come in various forms of equity, and at least you'll get something. It sucks that people aren't getting paid back in full, but at least you're not losing everything, because I'm sure a lot of people kind of wrote this money off as gone. That's what I did. I wrote this as gone. I thought, I'm never going to see any of this again. I'm just going to move on. I think it's the best thing to do. And if I focus on it too much, it'll be a bummer. Fortunately, it wasn't a huge amount. As you know from this, it's less than 5,000, but it was enough to sting. Let's put it that way. So I feel really bad for the people who lost like their life savings. And one of the tips from Lady of Crypto that I will cover on another show is she talks about spreading your stuff out. Don't have everything all in one place. And for people that, yeah, I think that's great advice. It would have saved a lot of people. It saved me. I mean, I only had a small amount on here, and if I had a large amount, it would have hurt a lot more. So that's a good tip. If you guys haven't seen CoffeeZilla's breakdown on Celsius and what went wrong there, it's excellent, as everything he does pretty much is. The only time I ever really disagreed with him was when he was interviewing Meet Kevin. I thought Meet Kevin had some really good points about, the people making these decisions to invest in these platforms do hold some responsibility. I consider that, I took the risk and put some of my money in Celsius, so I don't see it. I still think Celsius is the bad guy, but I also take some responsibility for doing it myself. So that's my thoughts on Celsius, but definitely go check out his video because he really broke down what happened very, very well. Basically, it was a Ponzi scheme. They were talking about the long and the short of it is they said that they were making these investments and getting the money back, and that's what they were using to pay people these percentages. When actually they were just using new money coming in to pay those interest rates, which is the definition of a Ponzi scheme. I mean, class textbook Ponzi scheme. So, and he's still walking around. I saw Tiffany Fong had a thing on where she and BitBoy Crypto were kind of harassing him at this crypto conference. I can't believe they had the guts to show up to a crypto conference. I'm usually not a fan of harassment, but that dude like caused a lot of pain. To have the gall to go to a crypto conference, that's nuts, man.